In a valley surrounded by mountains, there was a small town that had endured countless hardships for years. The rains had stopped, leaving the fields barren and the animals dying. Families that once lived with joy and abundance now struggled daily just to find water and food. The wells were dry, the soil cracked, and the once green fields had turned to dust. Every day the sun seemed harsher, and every night the silence heavier. Hope was fading from the hearts of the people. Among them was a young woman named Sarah. She had lost much. Her crops had failed. Her younger brother had fallen sick, and her parents grew weaker each day. Yet, despite her pain, Sarah never stopped praying. Morning and evening she knelt outside her home, lifted her hands to the sky and whispered, "Lord, we need you. Do not forget us." Some neighbors admired her faith, while others mocked her, saying, "If God truly cared, he would have saved us by now." But even their doubt could not silence her prayers. One evening, as the town gathered, in the square a cry spread. Through the crowd fire had broken, out in the hills strong. Winds carried the flames toward the valley, and fear took hold of the people. Families clutched their children, wondering if this was the end. The old bell of the church rang its sound. Echoing through the valley, people rushed inside, their faces pale with fear. The pastor, a humble man named Elias, stood before them and said, "We are afraid, but let us remember, our God has never abandoned his children. Even now he hears us." The people began to pray. Their voices rose together like a single cry. Reaching heaven, mothers wept for their children, fathers begged for strength, and the sick whispered words of hope. In that moment something changed. Clouds began to form above the valley, dark, heavy clouds that had not been seen in years. Soon rain began to fall, at first in gentle drops, then in powerful streams that soaked the earth. The flames in the hills died, the air grew cooler, and the dust turned to soft mud. The people lifted their hands, crying and rejoicing. For the first time in years, water flowed in the rivers, and the wells began to fill again. The land, once cracked and lifeless, drank deeply, and signs of new life appeared within days. Children ran barefoot in the puddles, laughing and shouting, "God has heard us." The people who once doubted now wept with joy, confessing, "Truly he has not forgotten us." From that day forward, the town was never the same. Neighbors who had once lived in division now worked together. Families rebuilt their homes and shared their harvests. Every evening the church was filled with voices singing songs of thanksgiving. Travelers who passed through the valley would stop and ask, "What happened here?" And the people would tell them, "We prayed and God answered." Sarah, whose prayers had never ceased, stood one evening with her friends under the starlit sky. With tears in her eyes, she said, "God heard us. He was never far away. His promise is true. Those who trust in him will never be left without hope."